Welcome to this week's edition of the CA Women's Basketball 3-Point Play presented by Sonabank Power. I'm Rob Washburn along with Jamie Greer, and we're here with 3 key points to keep your eye on during the upcoming weekend of action. Jamie, it doesn't get much better than a battle between number 1 and number 2 as we head into the final full weekend of regular season play as Delaware hosts Towson. The Blue Hens head into the matchup at 14-2 and can clinch the CAA regular season title with a victory, but the Tigers are close behind at 7-3 and can still claim the crown with victories in their final 4 games. Delaware and Towson are the top 2 offensive teams in the conference with scoring threats all over the floor, so there should be a high level of play in Newark.
That's right, Rob. Delaware is coming off a weekend that included 2 really close and exciting games against JMU. The Blue Hens picked up the overtime win on Saturday before dropping a 65-62 loss on Sunday. Now, like you said, all Delaware needs is 1 win to clinch the regular season title. I know we talk about her a lot, but Jasmine Dickey continues to impress for the Blue Hens. Last weekend, she averaged 24.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 4 steals at JMU, including a team-high 30 points on Saturday. She's second in the CAA in scoring, just behind Towson's Kiana Jeter, who saw limited playing time last weekend due to an injury. Despite missing the scoring presence of Jeter, the Tigers were able to split last weekend against Drexel. Aaliyah Nelson notched a team-high 23 points with 7 assists in Sunday's win, and we can't forget about freshman Allie Cubette, who had a big Sunday, recording a double-double with career highs of 20 points and 14 rebounds.
The other marquee matchup in the CAA features third-place JMU traveling to fourth-place Drexel. The Dukes are coming off a victory over Delaware last Sunday, and the Dragons split their 2 games at Towson last weekend, so both of these squads are playing well. Jamie, JMU and Drexel are used to playing for CAA championships and would like to parlay some success this weekend to get ready for the CAA tournament.
Rob, these 2 teams constantly show up at the top of the CAA standings year after year, and they're both looking to have a high seed going into the CAA tournament. Now, like you said, both teams are coming off of 1-1 weekends. For the Dukes, Kiki Jefferson does it all, as she is in the CAA's top 10 in scoring, rebounding, field goal percentage, and free throw percentage. Now, the story last weekend for the Dukes was Rain Tucker, who averaged 24 points and 8.5 rebounds versus Delaware and was named CAA Player of the Week. This Dukes team has really grown as the season has gone on, and we continue to see players emerge like Claire Neff, who hit 5 of 6 threes and scored a team-high 19 points versus UNCW. Now looking at Drexel, the Dragons continue to lead the league in scoring defense, only allowing opponents an average 56.8 points per game. Keshana Washington averaged 18 points versus Towson and has scored in double figures in 11 of her last 16 games. Now, I'm also going to be watching Kate Connolly, who was 11 of 15 from the floor last weekend and went 5 of 7 from 3-point range.
Finally, we welcome back Charleston and Hofstra this weekend after both teams have been on long pauses due to COVID. The Cougars return to the floor for the first time since February 7th against UNCW, while the Pride is back in action for the first time since January 31st against Northeastern. Jamie, both Charleston and Hofstra have had stretches of impressive play this season, but do you think they'll be able to get back rolling again prior to the tournament?
Rob, we've seen it already this year where some teams kind of struggle to get back scoring after a long pause. But I know that both of these teams are just excited to get back on the floor, and they really want to get some playing time and some wins in before we get to the CAA tournament. For the Cougars, I'm looking for Tyler Collins to provide some leadership, as she scored at least 17 points in 7 of Charleston's past 10 games, and she leads her team with 14.1 points per game for the season. Now, the Cougars will look to get some momentum with their defense, as they lead the CAA in blocked shots and rank 3rd in steals. Now, for the Pride, Jacayla Brown has tallied double digits in 13 of her last 14 contests, topped the 20-point mark 4 times in CAA play, and leads the Pride with 16.3 points per game. She's got some scoring help as teammate Jalen Hines has scored double digits in 13 of 16 games and is averaging 13.3 points per game and 7.2 rebounds per game for the season.
Here's a look at this week's schedule around CAA women's basketball. Thanks for joining us for the CAA Women's Basketball 3-point play presented by Sona Bank Power. As always, all of the CAA Women's Basketball action can be seen on flowhoops.com.
And CAAsports.com has all the information you need for stats, video, and audio. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram by searching CAA Sports. We're also on Twitter at CAA Basketball using the hashtag CAA Hoops.
That's all from us today. Enjoy the games, everyone.